I am joined by Taylor Men's Golf head coach Cameron Andry to look back at the first portion of the spring schedule for he and the guys. Cameron, how do you think the year's gone so far here in the spring of 2021?
It's been an interesting spring for us. We played some really good teams. We played like almost every team ranked in the top 15 or 20 in our first two events. A couple of challenging golf courses, and honestly, we got to hand it to us pretty good the first two events. But I told the guys, like, we play in these events to challenge ourselves and hopefully to reveal some of the weaknesses that we have, that each guy has in their games, and then we will go to work on those things and try to improve. And I think they've done that. I was really encouraged the way we played up at Blackthorn last weekend to post a couple of really good scores, including under par team score there in the final round. I think that was indicative of the fact that we're headed in the right direction. It's our goal is to try to play well when the postseason rolls around, and so that's what we're trying to do, is to prepare for that. The guys have been working hard, and I think this experience that they've gained, even though it hasn't always been pretty, I think the experience gained will hopefully pay off for us down the stretch.
How important has it been to play those top flight teams with such a young roster? We're not seeing the names like we used to of Lamping and Dudkowski and Ray and Turner. It's a lot of young guys that are very talented, but haven't been in these big moments and against these high quality teams before.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, this is a young roster, and not just young, but inexperienced because of the portion of the season that we lost last year. A lot of these guys, this is the first time they're seeing this portion of the season, this late spring push. And so, we're just trying to get them acclimated, get them comfortable as much as we can. And they're talented, that's for sure. We've shown that in glimpses. And so now we're just trying to show that in longer stretches. And hopefully, when the conference tournament rolls around, we'll be ready to go, and the experience that we've gained will show. But we're playing against some teams that definitely have more experience. And I think from a talent perspective, there are a couple other teams in our league who we're all pretty even. And so we've got to overcome maybe the talent, or not the talent deficit, because those are the same, but we've got to overcome the experience deficit that we have. And so that's what we've been trying to do all spring, is gain that experience one tournament, one round at a time.
Well, one guy that's been a flat out stud this spring is Jayden Johnson. He has won a handful of tournaments. He's been right at the top of the leaderboard. It feels like every tournament you guys play. Are you still in awe at how well he's adapted at such a young age to the college golf game?
He's put in the work, and so I've seen the behind the curtain to his success, which is the work that he puts in every single day. And as we've talked about before, he's worn out the lab in there. He practically lives in there, and he's the same when he goes to the golf course. He works really hard. He's got a really remarkable understanding of his game and what he needs to do to play his best. And so I'm excited for him, honestly, that he's seeing his hard work pay off. He is unquestionably our leader and our best player, and we're going to go, in a lot of ways, we're going to go as he goes, and he understands that. He's working hard every day so that he can bring it, and I know he's excited for the postseason push.
Yeah, I think I saw Jayden carrying a load of laundry out of the golf lab a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, I guess this kid really does live here.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Another young guy that had a big moment a couple of weeks ago was Noah Ross. He won his first collegiate tournament. He was in a haymaker throwing bout in the last couple of holes of that tournament. How important is it for his development as he seems to be peaking here towards the end of the season?
Yeah, that was awesome. I got to walk the last 5 or 6 holes with him of that tournament, and he was playing with the guy that we knew it was going to come down to the two of those guys kind of duking it out. And both of them hit some great shots and responses down the stretch. And I was really proud of Noah to come through with that win. Winning a tournament's really tough. Winning your first one in college is especially tough. And you got to deal with a whole lot going on internally, nerves, and control your thoughts. You got to be able to do all that stuff. And Noah demonstrated that. And part of that is because he's put himself in those situations a few times now. And he's learned some hard lessons along the way about what not to do and how not to handle it. And so he put those lessons to use and really did some good stuff. And, you know, him playing well coming down the stretch is huge for us. You know, he gives us another layer when he plays to that kind of level. And so I was really excited and proud of him. You know, on the last hole, he knew he had a 1-shot lead, and the guy that he had the lead over hit a really good approach shot. And so Noah knew he needed to step up and hit a really great shot. And man, he hit a beauty about 10 feet past the hole. And he turned around and gave me one of the hardest high fives that I've ever received. My hand was tingling, but it was awesome because of how pumped up he was, that he, you know, when the time came and his best was required, he delivered. And so it was really cool. Those are the fun moments, you know, for me as a coach, to see the hard work that he's put in and get to be, you know, put on display in those moments. And so, yeah, it was really cool. I'm excited. We'd love to see him maybe, you know, win a couple more coming down the stretch here.
That'd be pretty big, including the league championship here just in a few short weeks. What are a few things you want the guys to focus in on, both leading up to the league championship and then once you guys tee things off?
Yeah, I mean, our preparation's got to be top notch. We can't waste any days between now and then, and so that's a big piece of it. And then, you know, taking care of what you can control and not worrying about anything else. And so you can't always control what the golf ball does once it leaves the face. You can't control definitely what anybody else shoots. And so it's really just a matter of, you know, being 100% committed to your process, each shot, and embracing the challenges, whatever they might be that day, whether you're striping it or, you know, you can't find the center of the face, figuring out how to get it in with a respectable score. And, you know, I think these guys are learning how to do that. Every time we tee it up, we seem to be learning some of those lessons. And we know it's going to be close, you know, and there's a couple other, you know, really good teams in our league that we're going to have to figure out a way to beat. We've beaten both of them throughout the course of the season, and they've beaten us throughout the course of the season. And we know it's going to be tight, but it's really exciting when you know that that's coming. And, you know, you hope that, hey, it's the biggest tournament of the year for us. And so hopefully we bring our best.
Cameron, thanks for the time. Best of luck in the league championship and the rest of the preparation and the postseason tournament play.
Yeah. Thanks, Rick.
That is Cameron Andry, the Taylor Men's Golf head coach, joining me today to stay up to date with everything Taylor Men's Golf. Just log on to TaylorTrojans.com.